If you look at Jungkook then and Jungkook now, it's like seeing two different worlds. In the past, he was a symbol of freedom. His long hair, relaxed street style, oversized hoodie and white sneakers that always looked shabby but distinctive. He looked like a young man who didn't care how the world looked at him, who just wanted to sing, dance, and live without the burden of the spotlight. But now all that's changed, not in the sense of losing his identity, but as if he had evolved to the next stage of his life. Fans described this change as something times hard times to explain, but real asterisk. There is a different aura around him. Even in a 5-second video, we can feel a mature, confident and mysterious energy. Jungkook no longer walks around as a teen idol, but rather like someone who knows very well what it means to be a legend. The change was most noticeable in the way he looked at the camera. In the past, his gaze was often awkward, like wanting to smile but holding back laughter. Now, the look in his eyes was sharp but calm, like he had a secret that not everyone should know. Every expression of his face now looks restrained, not artificial, but natural in maturity. There was something in him that now seemed even more authoritative, as if he really understood how powerful one small gesture can be in front of the cameras of millions of people. Fans who used to see Jungkook as BTS's sweet little brother now see a different man, more muscular, straighter, and more charismatic. It's not just the physical, it's the vibe. Asterisk. It radiates the serenity of a man who has made peace with himself. He no longer laughed as loudly in public as he used to, but once he smiled, the world seemed to stop. Many thought that these changes were the result of the work of a team of stylists or Calvin Klein's strategy alone. In fact, if you look deeper, this is the result of personal transformation. Jungkook has long displayed an introspective side, a thinker who often questions the meaning of fame and success. In some old interviews, he often said that he wanted to be the best version of himself, not the shadow of others. And now, those words are manifested in real form. The change in his appearance is a reflection of his inner changes. He seems calmer, more focused, and prefers to appear as necessary rather than excessive. When fans compare his old photos to his latest ones, they realize that Jungkook now has a leadership posture. Asterisk. The way it stands, the open shoulders, the firm chest, everything is like a symbol of pride. He no longer looks like someone who goes with the flow, he creates the trend himself. Asterisk. Even the fashion world realized every time Jungkook wore something, the item immediately became a hunted item. For example, the blue denim she wore recently. Within 24 hours, sales of the line had almost doubled in Asia and Europe. This is not only proof that Jungkook is a big influencer, but also that the public trusts his taste. It has reached a point where its presence is not just an endorsement, but an aesthetic validation. The fashion world calls it the Jungkook effect. However, this change also caused debate among fans. Some miss his old style of plain and free, but more see this as an amazing new stage. "He is already a full-fledged man," wrote one of the fans on the forum. "We watch someone grow up in front of the camera, and that's rare." That sentence feels right. Not many public figures are able to grow in line with the expectations of the world without losing their way. But Jungkook does it calmly. He knows when to adapt and when to be himself. Whenever he appears in public, whether at an airport, a brand event, or a live performance, he always leaves a deep impression. One Korean stylist even once said, "Jungkook is not only handsome, he has an aura. It's not a thing that can be made by makeup or fashion. It came from within him." It is this aura that is now the main differentiator between Jungkook and other artists. He is no longer just a representation of South Korea's idol, but a global symbol of calmness, assertiveness, and natural charm. Even in the fast-paced and stressful world of entertainment, Jungkook seems unshakable. He already understands how to keep his balance between the stage, the camera, and himself. And maybe that's where the charm is now. He is no longer just entertaining, but also inspiring. Every little transformation in her feels like a growth story that anyone who has ever struggled to find themselves can feel. So, when people say that Jungkook is more handsome now, they're actually not just talking about his face or hairstyle. They talked about the new energy that emanated from him, about the way he walks with confidence, the way he looks at the world without hesitation, and the way he makes a simple thing like blue denim into an elegant statement of who he is today. The former Jungkook may be an idol, but the present Jungkook is a legend that is being formed before the eyes of the world. Behind the furor of the blue denim photo and the alluring new aura, there is one thing that is actually the most attractive about Jungkook's transformation: his confidence. It's not just about the physique or the clothes, it's about how he now masters himself. Fans who have followed him since the beginning know that Jungkook used to cover up his discomfort with laughter. In various BTS variety shows, he often looks shy when he gets a compliment, or looks down when the camera is too close. But now, every camera spot feels like a challenge he enjoys. Jungkook stood up straight, looked directly into the lens, and as if said silently, "I know who I am now." This transformation is evident in every Calvin Klein project he undertakes. If in the past a fashion photo shoot could seem like a foreign world to a singer who was more comfortable in a music studio, now she looks like a fish in water. Every movement of his body was full of precision. His gaze knows when to be gentle and when to be strong. The way he holds a jacket or corrects a shirt collar feels natural, not artificial. Fans call Jungkook's new style silent dominance, dominance that doesn't need to say much. Enough one look, and the audience understands that she is different. Fashion experts say that Jungkook is now entering the celebrity confidence maturity phase. A phase where a star no longer needs proof, but exudes charisma that comes from self-acceptance. This is what makes Jungkook's change of look so powerful. Because he's not trying to be cool. It's really cool. His appearance now reflects a balance between masculinity and sobriety. In his latest photos, we see a man with an athletic, but not exaggerated body, hair that is neatly styled, but still looks natural, and an expression that shows complete control over the atmosphere around him. It was the result of a long process, not just a makeover. Jungkook went through stressful years, from BTS global promotion days to the era in which he embarked on a solo career. Every phase of it sharpens him, not just as an artist but as a human being. Now, when the world sees her as a Calvin Klein icon, what she looks like is actually the result of tremendous mental growth. When global brands choose Jungkook, they are not only buying a handsome face, but also an image of confidence. Calvin Klein understands that in a world full of similar public figures, few can exude genuine confidence, and Jungkook is one of them. Even professional photographers who work with him often praise his presence. She didn't talk much on set, but her energy kept everyone focused. That is the power of authoritative silence. Jungkook's transformation also rubbed off on his fans. Many fans say that seeing Jungkook now gives them the spirit to take care of themselves and dare to express themselves with confidence. If Jungkook can change without losing who he is, so can we, one fan wrote on Twitter. The message described how his transformation affected not just the industry, but the psychology of millions of people. Interestingly, however, Jungkook's self-confidence does not appear as arrogance. He remained humble, remained polite, kept his personal distance from the media with elegance. When interviewed, he still spoke in a soft voice, still respected the crew, and always thanked even the photographer who set the position of the lights. That's a rare combination. Assertiveness and humility coexist. In an entertainment world that often demands a perfect image, Jungkook shines precisely because he no longer strives to be perfect. It just becomes real, and that's what makes it so exciting. Longtime fans also admitted that seeing Jungkook now is like seeing the results of a long journey of someone who learns to love himself. He once said in a 2024 radio interview, "I want to stop thinking about how people see me and start focusing on how I see myself." Now, those words are not just a reflection, they are real in every step of the way. She is no longer afraid to look too different, no longer awkward to appear in a bold masculine style, or to appear with a mysterious vibe that she once might have avoided. He has become a man who is completely comfortable with who he is. The fashion world, of course, loves just that. They refer to Jungkook as the living aesthetic, someone who can make any concept look relevant. When she wears denim, it's not just a clothing promotion, but a kind of cultural moment. He made the world talk about blue denim, as if it were more than a fabric. It was a symbol of the change, maturity, and tranquility that are now synonymous with it. And perhaps therein lies the secret of Jungkook's big change. Not on a new haircut, not on an expensive Calvin Klein outfit, but on the self-confidence that emanates from inside her. It has come to the point where there is nothing more to prove, because its very existence has become proof that true transformation comes not from outside, but from the courage to accept oneself as it is, and then make it a force that captivates the world. It is undeniable that Jungkook's changes have now transcended the boundaries of the K-pop stage. While he used to be known for his soft voice and precise dancing on stage with BTS, he is now known in the same spaces as global icons such as Harry Styles, Timothée Chalamet, and David Beckham. The difference is that Jungkook does not imitate anyone, he creates his own path. Fans and observers of the fashion world now agree that Jungkook is not just a handsome idol with a Calvin Klein contract. He was a global cultural figure who influenced the perception of the modern Asian man. Imagine, with just one photo upload of blue denim from Calvin Klein, media from Vogue to Esquire immediately wrote a long review, dissecting the meaning behind Jungkook's firm but soft posture and how denim on his body feels like a new language in the world of men's fashion. This is not an exaggeration. The fashion world, once heavily dominated by Western male imagery, is now slowly shifting global standards of charisma, and Jungkook stands right in the middle of that change. Her figure became a new representation, calm but strong, gentle but authoritative, simple but classy. An aura like this cannot be created with just a stylist or good lighting. It comes from someone who truly understands you. Fans often say that Jungkook's charisma is now inexplicable. It can only be felt. And true, in every video, every photo shoot, even in a brief moment at the airport, there is something magnetic about it. The fashion world calls this the silent gravity effect, a silent attraction that makes people unable to look away. In an exclusive interview with a Japanese magazine, a creative director of Calvin Klein admitted that Jungkook has a rare ability. He doesn't need to try to steal the show. The camera is looking for him. The statement sounds simple, but the impact is huge. Jungkook has reached a level where his presence is not just a representation of the brand, but the soul of the brand itself. If Calvin Klein was synonymous with classic sensuality and sharp minimalism, then Jungkook is now the new face of the concept modern, mysterious, and authentic. But interestingly, Jungkook did not sink into euphoria. He still maintains a safe distance between popularity and personal life. Fans often see how he casually wears casual clothes on holidays, holds a small camera, or walks without a large escort. That simplicity actually reinforces its charm. The world knows that Jungkook is not just a Calvin Klein icon, but a real human being, with strong personal tastes and unwavering principles. He even once refused several requests for cooperation on the grounds of not according to his values. And it's decisions like that that make him even more respected. He is not a figure who pursues every opportunity, but chooses wisely what he wants to represent. From the perspective of the entertainment industry, such a move is quite bold. But it was precisely that courage that turned Jungkook from just a star into a phenomenon. He is not afraid to experiment with new hairstyles or clothing, but never does it to attract attention. He just wants to express himself according to intuition. While many other artists strive to go viral, Jungkook instead goes viral without effort because his sincerity is evident. Fans around the world are now following not only her musical career, but also her aesthetic life. Many men copy his haircut style, the way he wears jeans with a plain white shirt, and even the way he walks in a relaxed but authoritative rhythm. Jungkook has created something bigger than just a trend. He created a new visual identity for this generation. The Western world calls it the quiet revolution of Asian masculinity. That is, Jungkook is changing the way the world sees Asian men. No longer a gentle stereotype without character, but a symbol of calm, strength, and masculine elegance. And all that is born naturally of his way of expressing himself. He didn't try so hard to be an Asian icon, he just became Jungkook, and the world followed suit. In every Calvin Klein photoshoot, it is noticeable how her body is not just a canvas of clothes, but part of a deep visual narrative. When blue denim wraps around his body, it looks like a combination of strength and refinement, as if each line of clothing tells about a long journey, from a shy teenager to a mature man who leads with a soundless aura. Fans who used to love him for his soft voice are now in love with his calmness. The global media acknowledged that Jungkook is not just a K-pop product, but a global cultural phenomenon that transcends language and race. It has a universal presence. That's why, in every comment to his new post, you'll find fans from different countries, from Brazil to Turkey, saying the same thing. He's different! We can't stop looking at it. And perhaps therein lies Jungkook's true strength today. He is no longer competing with anyone. It has become the benchmark itself. While the world continues to change, Jungkook still calmly walks his path, without haste, without exaggeration, but always leaving a deep trail. The blue denim is now no longer just a trend. He is a symbol of a new era, an era where charisma, simplicity, and authenticity converge into one in a figure named Jungkook.